Class, welcome to another tutorial on CS384. This time we are going to see the nested for loops. For those who have seen the nested for loops in C, they already know the concept, just the syntax changes. But for others, let us just go through it once again. So let us see the simple for loop first, which you have already seen. Okay, so what happens here? I am having for I is in range 1 comma 3. So I start from 1, go up till 3, but do not include 3. And hence I get the output as 1 comma 2. Right? Now let us keep the same thing for I in range 1 to 5. Okay, so let me have a small print here to separate things. So 1, 2 is this because it goes from 1 to 3, not including 3. This is 1 to 5, but not including 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So number of times it will execute is 3 minus 1, 2 times. Number of times it will execute 5 minus 1 is 4 times. 2 plus 4 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So this is an addition. So two individual for loops, the number of times it will execute is the addition of the individual executions number of times, right? So now let us remove this and check for this program. What I'm having a for loop in the outer thing 1 to 3, right? So I'm going from 1 to 3, but not including 3. And inside this for loop, I have another for loop, okay, for j in range 1 to 5. Right, and I am printing it the values of I comma j. So what happens here is like you start with I. So initially I will have a value of 1. While I is being 1, j actually will execute 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, from 1 to 4, sorry, 4 times. Right, so while I is 1, j basically will be 1, 2, 3, and 4 because see the indentation for I the loop is for these two lines. But for J, there is only one line in this particular loop. So what is J printing? J is printing 1, 2, 3, 4. After J exits, I says that, oh, I have to be executed for the value 2 also. For this 2, J again goes from 1 to 5, but not including 5. Let us see the output here and you will understand. So first see the inner loop. Whenever you have multiple for loops, try to start with the inner loop. Right, for J is 1 to 5. You can see 1 to 5 means 1 up to 5, but not including 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a PT. Right? Now what happens in the outer loop? So I will start from 1 to 3. So let me just write here, print the current value of I is I, and let us also print the current value of j. Now I'm saving the code. So you can just see when I print this particular line, this section comes for I in range 1 to 3. I right now starts with 1. So current value of I is 1. Now the j starts. J also starts from the value 1. The current value of j is 1. But j has a range of 5. So current value of j is 1. So I'm printing I comma j, which is 1, 1. Now what happens within this loop? This has to be executed 4 times. So the current value of j from 1 becomes 2, then 3, then 4. At 5, the loop exits because 1 to 5 means not including 5, but up to 5, not including 5. This exits, it comes back to the normal loop. So value of I initially was 1, now it becomes 2. When it becomes 2, again the j executes from the start because it has started the loop fresh, so it again begins from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hence you get 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. In multiple for loops, the total execution time will be how much time this will execute? 3 minus 1, which is 2. How many times this will execute? 5 minus 1 is 4 times. What is 2 into 4? 2 into 4 is equal to 8. So the total number of execution is 8 times, and that you can verify. First time, second time, third time. Okay, let us keep a count. Count is equal to 1. And the total count is So now we will have to make use of this, and that we studied is dot format. So first is the value of j and then is the value of count. This is the bracket closing, and in the end I am doing count plus equal to 1. Remember, there is no count plus plus in Python. Okay, see, the current value of j is 1 and the total count is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now let us increase this. So when I increase this to, let's say, 9, so the number of times this will execute is 9 minus 1, which is 8. 2 into 8 is 16. Okay, and now when I run the code, you can see this executes 16 times. And you can have any series. So I'm beginning from 1 to 3, and let's say this series was from 7 to 10. So you get 1 7 1 8 1 9 2 7 2 8 2 9 for one value, 7 8 9 for second value, 7 8 9. This is how the nested for loops work, and you can of course use it on list also. So I am having a fruits, banana, apple and mango. So in the outer loop, since this is a list, I am saying for fruit and fruits. So I will read banana, apple and mango. Current fruit is, let's say the first case will be banana. Now I am saying for letter in fruit, just see this. Now I am writing fruit, not fruits, right? One fruit will be there at a time. So initially it will be banana here. Now for letter in banana. So my outer loop will print the whole fruit, banana, apple, mango, and inner loop will read the character by character of the fruit. Say this. So banana I have read, right? So the now reading current fruit is banana. Now reading character by character, right? So for letter in fruit is BANANA. The current letter read is letter, right? So you can say this is a nested for loop. This for loop is outer and this for loop is known as inner for loop, right? This is how nested for loops work. Thank you for watching.